Okay, boys and girls, we've been learning about equivalent fractions in class, and if you're watching this video, that means you need just a little bit of review on equivalent fractions, what they are, and how to determine what they are. Alright, so let's look at this. This is a real-world problem. You are having a party, and you have bought 3 pizzas, and the pizza store forgot to cut your pizzas into slices. So the first pizza, your mom tells you to cut into 2 equal portions. So here's my first pizza, and I want 2 equal portions. So I'm simply going to divide my pizza with my pizza cutter in half. All right, now you're hungry, so you eat 1/2 of your pizza. So if I were to write this in terms of a fraction, you've eaten 1 out of 2 parts. All right, now the second pizza, your mom tells you to cut it into 4 equal parts. So you're going to divide in half, and then you're going to divide in half one more time. Now your brother comes in and he's hungry. He eats 1 piece of pizza, and then he didn't quite get enough, so he eats another piece of pizza. Now, if you look at these 2 pizzas, you've both eaten the same amount, but his is a little different. He ate 2 out of 4 pieces, or 2/4. The third pizza, your mom tells you to divide into equal portions of 8. So you divide in half, you divide in half again. Now you're going to divide these quarters, and then you're going to make one more cut, and you've got 8 equal portions. Now I know mine don't look that equal, but you get the idea. So your other brother comes along and he's hungry. He's been at basketball practice and he eats 1 piece. That's not quite enough, so he eats 1 more. He's a big boy. He eats a 3rd piece of pizza, and when no one else is looking, he eats a 4th piece of pizza. All in all, he ends up eating 4 out of the 8 pieces. Now, looking at these 3 pizzas, you can see that the same amount of pizza has been eaten from each. But because the first pizza was divided into 2 equal portions, you ate 1/2, or 1 out of 2 of that. The second pizza, it was divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal portions. Your first brother came along, he ate 2 out of 4, but this is still equivalent to 1/2. He ate half the pizza, or if you're talking about equal parts, he ate 2 out of 4. And then that second brother comes along and he has eaten from the pizza that has been cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Again, he ate half, but because this pizza was cut into 8 equal parts, we say that he ate 4 out of 8, and this is equivalent to both 2/4 and 1/2. You get the idea? All right, let's look at another example. All right, this is a picture that shows fraction strips. And fraction strips are long strips of paper that you can divide into different portions. This first picture, the strip has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal portions. The second strip, the green strip, has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 equal portions. And you can see this represented by the fractions on the left-hand side. Now I'm strictly looking at what portions have been shaded in. So if you're looking at the first fraction bar or fraction strip, we have colored in 1, 2, 3, and that's represented by 3/5. Looking at the second fraction strip, exactly the same amount has been colored in, but because this strip was divided into smaller portions, we say that 6/10 have been colored in. All right, the third strip has been divided into 15 equal portions. So if you look, it's identical to the 6/10 strip and the 3/5 strip. But because it's been divided into smaller portions, we call that fraction 9/15. And then, of course, the last strip has been divided into even smaller portions, into 20 equal. 12 of those have been shaded, but again, it's equivalent to the strip divided into 15, the strip divided into 10, and the strip divided into 5. So all of these fractions are equivalent. So let's write that in one number sentence. 3/5 equals 6/10 equals 9/15 and equals 12/20. All right, so this is a fraction wall. And what I'm going to do is give you a problem, and then we're going to use the fraction wall to solve the problem. All right, let me change colors here to a nice blue color. So my question is, I want to know an equivalent fraction to 1/2. All right, so using my fraction wall, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to mark 1/2. I'm just going to put a line around it so I know where it is. All right, so looking at the fraction wall, I can use these fraction strips that are stacked on top of each other to help me solve. And I'm going to use a second color to help me mark equivalent shaded areas. So I can see that this line corresponds to this line. I'm just going down and I'm marking. I see that I have a line in the same spot, a couple more down, another line here, another line here, and another line here. So I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to go with that top one. So if I look at that top one that I marked with the yellow, that would be the 1/4 line. If I want to make an equivalent area, that's not going to quite do it. All right, I've got to go 1/4 more. And then I can see that that is an equivalent fraction. So let's keep a tally down here. 1/2 is also equal to 1, 2, 2/4. All right. Can I find another one? Sure, let's look. Let's look down here at the fraction strip that's marked, that's been divided into 6 equal portions. Again, that's not quite far enough, so I'm going to shade in another. That still hasn't done it. But yet if I shade in that 1/3/6, then that's going to give me an equivalent fraction. So I can add to this down here that 1/2 is equal to 2/4, and it's also equal to 3. Let me erase that. 3/6. All right. So take a second and try to come up with at least one more equivalent fraction for this problem. All right, this should be a pretty quick problem to solve. I'm just going to I'm going to say that if I color in, if I look down here on my 10ths fraction bar, I know that if I can color in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is also equal, 5/10 is also equal to 3/6, which is also equal to 2/4, which is also equal to 1/2. All right, let's move on and let's do one more. All right, I have a fraction strip here where I have colored in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths, and I want to know an equivalent fraction. All right, so I'm going to choose a different color here, and I can look at my fractions wall and see that I could color in fourths, or I could come down here and color in twelfths. So I'm going to drop down here and I'm going to color in twelfths. I'm going to color, 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 color until I get to right here. And I can see that I have colored in 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 twelfths. All right, so I can write an equivalent fraction that says 9 twelfths is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. You might have come up with something a little different. You might have said that 9 twelfths or 6 eighths is equal to 3. Let me erase. Is equal to 3/4. And that would have been correct as well. All right, to our last example. Here is a word problem. Prove by shading two rectangles that 3/4 is equal to 6 eighths. All right, so how am I going to tackle this problem? Well, the first thing I need to do is to look at my first rectangle. I need to divide or shade in 3/4 of a rectangle. So the first thing I've got to do is to divide my rectangle into 4 equal parts. So the easiest way to do that is to divide first in half, and then to divide each half in half again. And then you can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. All right, now my problem tells me that I need to shade 3 of those. So here's 1, 2, and 3 shaded. So this first one is a fraction that has 3 out of 4 parts shaded. All right. Now my problem goes on to tell me that I need to prove that this is equal to 6 eighths. So this next rectangle I've got to divide into 8 equal parts. So again, I'm going to start by dividing in the middle. Divide that half in half. Divide that one. I've got 4 parts now, and then I'm going to come by and divide each one of those in half. So in the end, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Now my problem tells me that I need 6 shaded. So count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I've shaded 6 out of 8, and I can see that those are roughly equivalent areas that I have shaded. And so I can say that 3/4 is equal to 6 eighths. All right, boys and girls, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed your review.